Hi, I'm Renee, the career coach, and as an HR professional and recruiter for several years, I have helped thousands of candidates get hired in jobs that they are truly excited about. And I am here now helping you do the same. So if you like content that will help you in your job search or in your career in general, consider subscribing. A question that I have been getting quite a bit is, how do I know which career path to choose? And honestly, this is not only a huge decision, but it's also not always straightforward. I think a lot of the times we assume that we will choose a career in our minds that we will be really good at, and then we go to school for that, or we get certified, or we just jump into that career, and then we end up retiring in that career. And honestly, it's not always that simple, and it's not always that straightforward. And in fact, more often than not, there are so many bumps along the way. And I don't think a lot of people discuss this enough or talk about it enough. So if you're at this point where you feel a little stuck in your career decision, you're not alone. So many people, myself included, have been in your shoes and feel a little lost. And so in this video, I am going to be sharing with you 7 specific steps that you can take that will really help you narrow in on a specific career that you can be excited about. Now, like I was saying, I think it's normal to have a lot of pivots and twists and turns along the way as you're trying to decide what career you should take. But this can be hard and frustrating because a lot of the times, in order to choose a career, you have to invest a lot of time and money and effort, whether that's going to school or getting certified or just the research that you're doing to know if this is a career that you would like. Myself, for example, and bear with me while I share a personal situation that will really kind of help you understand why I'm so passionate about this. I actually went to school thinking that I wanted to be a nutritionist and study dietetics. When I got halfway through school, I was 2 years in, and I realized this was not what I wanted to do. I loved health and nutrition, but I liked it more for myself and not really telling people what they should eat or how they should work out. So after my 2 years in school, I had to take a step back because this was not what I wanted to do. And I realized, okay, well, I did some soul searching, some digging, and I discovered that marketing and advertising was the path that I wanted to take. So I finished out my degree and I got my first job out of college, and I was in the situation where I hated Mondays. I would actually cry Sunday nights and I dreaded going to work. I was at a total stopping point in my life where I was so stuck, and I realized, I don't know what I want to do. And I felt so discouraged by this. I felt like I've invested 4 years of my life. I went and got certified to be an insurance agent, and now all of that was for nothing. That's really how I felt. And that's when I really implemented these 7 steps. And it cleared the path for me really in my head and allowed me to realize this is something that I think I would really like to do. And I narrowed in on recruiting and HR. Basically, all of this to tell you that I've been there. I know what it feels like to be discouraged and stuck in a career or no career at all, and you just don't know what path to take. So enough with this, let's get into what those 7 steps are. So as I go through these 7 steps, what I would highly recommend is having some pen and paper and taking notes and going through these exercises on your own. You can obviously watch this whole thing through and then come back around and have your pen and paper handy and take notes. But I would really recommend, if you want to get something out of this, then having that pen and paper so that you can really, I think there's power with pen and paper. You're able to jot things down and it really sticks in your head. So that is definitely something that I would recommend, is doing these exercises on your own and write things down. Now, the first thing that you need to do is write out all of your skills. And these are things that you are confident in doing and things that help you bring value. These could also be just things that make you happy and that you enjoy doing. And if you get stuck coming up with a list of these different skills that you have, then you can always ask a family member or a friend for their intake as well, because a lot of the times they see things that we ourselves can't really see. And so I would highly suggest asking them to help you come up with a list as well. Number 2, brainstorm your likes and your dislikes. And honestly, this can be broken down into things that energize you versus things that drain you or maybe give you anxiety. They don't even necessarily need to be things that you're good at versus things that you're bad at. So maybe you're not the best at drawing, but you really do enjoy doing that. And that's a like and it energizes you. So write that one down. Really, you just need to focus on the things that you like to do or don't like to do based on how you feel when you're doing them. Step number 3, brainstorm the things that you like to do regularly. And this could also be phrased as a question of what were the things that I liked to do as a child? These could be things from reading, writing, drawing, making friends. Basically, think of a list of all the different things that you could see yourself doing for a long time and the things you enjoy doing. Step number 4, and honestly, this one is my favorite. Write out your ideal life and write it out as if it has already happened. Write it in present tense. If you could have the life you've always wanted, your ideal life, what would it look like? Write all of these things out and go big and go in detail. Think about what kind of car you would drive. What would your house look like? What are the clothes that you would wear? What kind of relationships would you be in? Would you be married? Would you have children? Would you have a dog? Would you have 10 horses? I mean, really think about what would be the perfect life for you and write those things out in detail. Doing this will put you in a proactive mindset so you can begin to see, this is how I would like my life to look. And you'll notice yourself getting excited as you write these things out as if they've already happened. And you'll notice what excites you the most about your future life. Now, one tip about this is that once you complete this exercise, I wouldn't just tuck this list away in a notebook. I would put it somewhere that you are going to see it regularly, whether that is on your bathroom mirror or on your refrigerator. Just continue to remind yourself of the life that you really want. Step number 5, write out what your must-haves are. And these are also the things that you value the most. There's no right or wrong answer here. Just be really honest with yourself. Like, what really means the most to you? Is it making a certain amount of money or having certain relationships? Is it the ability to travel or is it health? Like, really, there's a long list of things that are valuable to you, and you need to be honest with yourself and write out what those things are. Because as you start to think of different career options and go down a specific path, you need to make sure that your values are not compromised in any way. So know exactly what means the most to you. Step number 6, come up with a list of different careers that really fall into your skills and your interests and your core values and what your ideal life would look like and can help you obtain that. Be very open-minded about this and don't think that things have to fall into a salary category or they have to be in the same industry. For example, if you really like helping people, then maybe a teacher is on your list, but maybe also a doctor. You know, there's no limit to where these things will lie. Be very open-minded about the careers that you write down. Once you complete this step, take a step back and look at this full list. Think about what things are you really drawn towards. What career ideas really excite you? Maybe it's just a few of them, or maybe it's all of them. Knowing this will really help you decide, okay, these are a list of careers that I really want to research more, and maybe this could be my potential career. Tip number 7 here is going to be really huge for you, and I highly suggest this, especially if you're looking at these different careers and you don't really know if this is something that you really would enjoy. This can really help you gain that knowledge. Set up informational interviews with people that are in the different fields and in the careers that you're interested in. By setting up informational interviews and talking to people that are in these careers and doing these things on a day-to-day basis, you will be able to realize, is this something that would really excite me? Because you can do all the research in the world, but talking to somebody that does this day in and day out, you will be able to get more insight and more understanding and clarity about this career than any time on Google could really give you. Now, if you're wondering, what questions do I ask in an informational interview? I have a video linked in the description below where I go over all the different types of questions that you can ask in an informational interview to make sure that you get the most out of it. So check that video out. Here's a huge tip though about informational interviews is this is a huge networking strategy because you're able to build out your network and make connections with people that are in careers that you're truly interested in. And if you are able to go into this informational interview and respect their time and ask engaging questions, then who knows, maybe an opportunity will open up and they will recommend you for this role. Or maybe they will give you a shot into this position because they knew that you were interested in it. Really, informational interviews can be a huge game changer when it comes to networking. All right, so these are 7 specific steps that you can take to know if this is a career path that you should take or not. I hope that this video was helpful for you as you are probably in a situation where you don't know what to do and you don't know what step to take next. If this video was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below of something that was insightful for you. If you like content like this that helps you in your job search and with career advice in general, then consider subscribing. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.